Hey everybody, I'm Somebody. Ever wonder how much experience you can actually get from one zombie in 7 Days to Die? Well, I'm here to answer that question. And apparently I'm doing it the hard way. Every zombie gives experience in 7 Days to Die, and the amount of experience varies depending on the zombie itself. There are various categories of zombies, but here they all are and how much XP they each give. There are a lot of different details that impact XP gains though, and I want to find out how much it really impacts and if they actually stack correctly, whether it's additive or multiplicatively. The standard zombie on a regular difficulty gives 400 experience, and that'll be our baseline for early testing before finding out what is the #1 XP setup and zombie for that, just for easier math. Now XP has one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to level up to get skill points. And I guess if you care about the 1 HP. So for this, I made this chart, and this has an exact amount of XP needed per level for the first 26 level ups. And here's the view for the number of zombies you would need to kill that give 400 XP to see how many per level it takes to level up, starting for the first level at what is basically 29 zombies, and working our whole way up to 98 total zombies for that level 26 to 27 jump. Now, there's multiple things that increase XP in the game in a variety of ways, which includes, but is not limited to, Night Stalker book number 6 for 5% XP at night, Sludge Saga book number 5, double XP from Sledgehammer headshot kills, Nerd Goggles giving scaling overall XP gain, Treasure Hunter mod that gives an additional 10% XP gain along with other bonuses, and Grandpa's Learning Elixir which gives a 20% XP boost for a limited time. With these, the max a person can get is while wearing the Nerd Goggles with a Treasure Hunter mod inside, using a Sledgehammer at night with the associated books and a Learning Elixir, there should be a 155% bonus to the XP. 100 of that is just simply from the Sledgehammer book, fun fact. Testing that to ensure that it's accurate with a few basic zombies shows that the 400 XP base zombie now gives 1020 with maxed. This is by taking the 400 XP, which is already at 100% of the regular XP, and adding that 155 bonus XP to get 400 times 2.55, which equals that 1020 number, showing our math is accurate. This full setup would have you get 620 more experience per base level zombie, which means going from level 1 to level 27, which is what our 26 level up shows, would go from taking 1,479.121125 zombies all the way down to 580.0475 zombies, which you can check our math to see if this is actually accurate, taking the max zombie stat and multiply 2.55, which does in fact equal the first number of 1,479.121125. This is only for basic zombies though, the lowest XP for a zombie at both the regular and maxed versions. We won't be looking at all the varieties like not having the Sledge book or different nerdy goggles, just for the sake of time, and it's just too many variables to take into account. These numbers we found though, for how many it actually takes to be able to level up of the 1,479.121125 and the 580.0475, I think should have a name just for the sake of that we know what we're talking about. And I think we'll refer these to, since it's a standard zombie, as the Kenny farming coefficient, or KFC for short. Now this is already great information, but the thing is that we are looking for not just the standard deviation for zombies per level up, or what it takes just killing Kennys, but a variety of zombie types and XP outputs. Standard zombies like our friend Kenny here put out different XP depending on their subtype, which includes Infernal, Charge, Radiated, Feral, and Timu. We've already seen what Timu zombies give us, that's the 400 XP per Kenny, but the rest are important to look into as well. Ferals have 187.5% increase up to 750 XP each, Radiateds give another 300% over the standard, which is 1200 XP, then Charge and Infernals were an afterthought and just add 200 XP each for Radiated, so 14 and 600 respectively. To pull away for a second, why did they do that? They're a big jump up from Radiateds, and it's a little XP boost. Other zombies give varying increases between subtypes based on type of zombie they are at the start. Like, when we get to Tough Slater, they have a different scale, 350 XP, then 550 for the Radiateds, but they all just get the 200. Like, they all have different values from Timu brand zombies up to Radiated, then it's just Charge, add 200, Infernals, add another 200. Feels lazy. Fun pimps, hit me up. I will give you the mathematically correct XP these dirtbags should be giving for a silly zombie shoot 'em up game. But okay, moving on. Those numbers are different subtypes are 400, 750, 1200, 1400, 1600. Now with the more XP, the higher that 2.55 boost is, which results in maxed stats of 1020, as we mentioned earlier, that 1912.5, which gets around to 1912 for the Ferals, 3060 for Radiateds, 3570 for Charge, and 4080 experience for an Infernal for each of them, which is a huge boost. With these numbers, we can find out our KFC for each subtype along with those for both standard and maxed. I should clarify something quick. Some of you may not know, but the XP needed per level up has an exponential formula that is reasonably easy to calculate. It's simply 11,024 times 1.05 to the power of n, where n is the current level of your character. See, easy peasy, could have done it in your head, you silly little trouble. With this though, the graph looks like this, which shows each subtype of Kenny along with the max stats here on the side. Now, a favorite detail of mine is that for your first level up, you need 11,575 experience, and with the max setup, that is only 3 Infernal Kennys which doesn't exist because the Fun Pimps are cowards. Hook my boy up with that alt orange skin already. Our KFC to reach level 27 has a lot more information now, starting with her standard XP rules as mentioned earlier. Temu brand is just 1,479.121125, with Feral having a serious drop down to 788.86459999. Radiated again with a serious drop down to 493.040375, and then slowing because the Fun Pimps went from thinking, hey, we forgot to add things to the game for the end game with this new 2.0 update and spent all our time on 2 zombies that don't make sense for the game. Well, I changed the green to blue and orange. What should the XP be? And then like another developer, after doing a line of sugar, said, just add 200. I don't want to think. Print more money, get DLCs, have the females wear scantily clad gear for the desert, showing a lot of boobs for a first-person only game where you can't even see the armor you're wearing. What are we talking about? Oh, right, stats. The charged KFC is 422.606, and the infernal KFC, which I believe is another way of ordering a spicy chicken wrap, is 369.78. For the max stats, just divide these numbers by 2.55. I know you can do it, it's fine. I'll wait. This is why you need to pay attention in Algebra 2. I'm not going to hold your hand for this. Fine. Here they are in order. 580.04, 309.277, for Radiates 193.349, for Charge 165.727, and for the Infernals is 145.01. This means that if you spawn to a new world with all the XP gear you need magically and find exclusively infernal zombies, you can reach level 300, which is the max level in 7 Days to Die, according to my calculations. Only takes 477,495,652,315 XP total, would only take 117,033,248 infernal Kennys. A day's work. This compared to using regular Kennys without any XP boost being 1,193,739,131 Kennys is so much better. This, however, only answers the question regarding Kennys, and there are other zombie types that give varying XP. For example, tough zombies give 750 XP at base, but get this, only result in the same 1600 at Infernal, and thus that 480 XP with maxed. There's also a new Plague Spitter and Frost Claws. You know, the things that do not make sense in the game. They are kind of fun though. Look at how cute he is. Oh my goodness, look at this little guy. These two are unique. They give 600 XP at base, but immediately follow the standard XP formula Feral's Onward of Kenny, resulting in the same Kenny farming coefficient, aka, you know, KFC. The one exception to this is the white. The white does not have a basic Temu edition, as it's not basic. Premium features only, and because of it, it does in fact have a unique XP scale for 1200 for Ferals, 2000 for Radiated, already better than every other zombie in the game. And then it gets those 2 plus 200 crap for the Charge and Infernal to 2200 and 2400 XP. The question though is, does anything beat this? I looked into every animal as well, including ones only available from Twitch integration, and found the following. Many fall into what I call the barely feed me please tier of chicken, rabbit, snake, and angry chicken, fun fact, that's a thing, which all give 130 XP. Next is the coyote at 206, weird number, and the doe and stag at 245. After that is the 400 XP tier with the zombie dog, zombie vulture, boar, wolf, and lion. After that is the little bear for 1000, that exists. Radiated zombie vulture at 1200, which I feel like is a lot for something that's one shot. And then the 2000 XP giants, which is the regular bear, dire wolf, and our second favorite girl, Grace. I know all of you like Jen for her personality, sure. These all still fall short of the infernal white at 2400, except for one, the zombie bear. Papa Bear himself gets 2500 XP. These are more easily farmable than infernal whites by just going into the wasteland, and even have really good guaranteed drops, including testosterone, which is used to make roids, and rotten flesh, necessary for doing farm plots. And they even have a 50% chance of dropping an orange bag, the best loot bag in the game. Oh, and seriously, if you don't think farm plots are important, go farm. Check out this video on how. Go farm, go farm. We're gonna look at both of these though, both to see the extent of the greatest zombie, which is the white possible, but also along with the true max XP from a zombie in the game of the zombie bear, but it doesn't quite feel like the same as a zombie, so I want to keep them separate. So first, the whites. As I mentioned earlier, they give 1200, 2000, 2200, 2400 XP at standard, with a graph looking like this for their KFC, which they're not Kenny, so I guess it's WFC now? With max. These numbers jump all the way up to 3060, 5100, 5610, and 6120 XP for Infernals. This means to level up to level 2, the first level up in the game, literally only takes 2 Infernal Whites with max to level up, which obviously if we saw that on day one running at us, we'd probably just call it a day and log out. These show that our WFC for standard XP rules is 493.04 for feral, 295.824 for radiated, 268.931 for charged, and then a 246.52 for infernal. And for maxed, it becomes 193.349 for feral, 116 for radiated, 105.463 for charge, and only 96.67 for infernal. Go from level 1 to 27. These numbers are so much higher than when we were looking at our hashtag goodboykennytm that the numbers need to be looked at again. We won't go into all the detail again, but for the 300 max level, it goes from needing at base 1,193,739,131 Kennys to only 78,022,165 infernal whites. A day's work. But what about the bear? The bear having that extra 100 XP at a base of 2,400 infernal white, 2,500 zombie bear means that with its maxed, it gives an extra 255 difference for the XP per bear with this setup, which means instead of 6120 XP, it gives 6375 XP. That would mean you only need 74,901,279 zombie bears. A day's work. I'm gonna be honest with you, has anyone actually reached level 300 in this game before? This is insane. Oh, also, my least favorite thing, little fun fact. Did you know that the Night Stalker 5% boost at night, it should have a normal zombie give 420 XP instead of 400, but they specifically changed the formula for this to have it be 419 XP to prevent people from seeing the number 420 in a game that used to have topless zombies, and they're worried about the number 420? Really? This is where we draw the line? You might think we're done, but here's the thing, we're not. Because you can change the XP rate when loading into the game. We can set it as low as 25%, which would mean killing a basic zombie would give 100 XP instead. Who does this? The game would suck! But it can also be raised all the way to 300%, which means the basic zombie gives 1,200 experience. With this 300% addition, the new max becomes 3,060 for a regular Kenny, drastically changing our KFC for the standard Temu Kenny, but it just ends up equaling what the radiated KFC is for Kenny. So it isn't really anything new, just moves our baseline up to match that. It isn't really that interesting, but what is interesting is when we apply this to our Infernal White, though, as it goes from 2,400 XP with standard, 6,120 with maxed, all the way up to 18,360 with maxed. And that changes our WFC. If you look at this graph here, the most it takes for any level up to level 27 is 2.134 Infernal Whites. And this now has a new number for the level 300 max, and it goes all the way from 78,022,165 Infernal Whites to just 26,007,388. But Papa Bear, it goes all the way up to 19,134 experience for the 300 XP gain. This is insane. It means that your first level up in the world could be as fast as gathering all the books, waiting until nighttime, running into the wasteland with all your gear, and killing a zombie bear without you dying in the process. I'm starting to wonder if a lot of these numbers are more theoretical than anything, but I think they're still important. So with the Papa Bear, the number ends up looking like this. To reach level 300, it only takes 24,955,349 zombie bears. As a reminder, there are a lot of other ways to gain XP in this game, from upgrading blocks to finishing quests, reading a book, but looking at zombies has always been the most interesting to me. If you want to learn more about XP, leave your questions in the comments down below, and if I get enough of them, I make a follow-up video explaining even more about XP. I've been somebody, you've been wonderful, and please, for all that is good, don't break your ankles.